do want to hear a lot, Crack, about your strategies. Obviously, you've been around the block, been doing this for a while, so we're going to get into that as well. But first, just want your overall thoughts on this bracket. Maybe some favorable, unfavorable paths, maybe some regions that you think are tougher, where people can stay away from, where people can go to for some bets. So just want your overall thoughts here on the bracket.
Yeah, sure. I really don't do like path betting because of the juice in those type of pools. They charge so much juice. If you're betting a team to win it all, usually you're going to be laying 25 to 40% juice compared to a straight bet, which was a 4.5%, or maybe some rollover parlays that I've done over the years, money line parlays. But I really don't do too many. I'll just tell you, like, if you look at the different brackets, though, the different, the West. Oh my God! Like, perfect example. You have UCLA, UConn, Kansas, Gonzaga. All these teams are like 3.5 to 1 to win that. I mean, that's way too low. Way too low. You're better off just betting money line parlays if you're going to bet something like that. Right. So some of these teams really have some tougher paths. Some of these mid majors. Getting terrible draws. It's not really even fair to some like Oral Roberts. Played so good throughout the year. They get Duke. It's real nice of the committee. But there's so many. You can go on and on with this, like the St. Mary. You can go on and on with these things. VCU, St. Mary. There's a lot of them that it's unfair. It's an unfair edge, And let's just face it. I'm always blunt on shows. It's all about money. It's all about money.
It's all that matters at the end of the day, right? So you kind of mentioned, Crack, the first 2 days are the most significant for you, over the years. How do you attack those first 2 days? What are some strategies maybe that you can give to people, kind of educating them on how to get after this first couple of days?
Yeah, I've been betting first half. First half's a pure line. So if you bet underdogs, which I bet about 60, maybe 65, I'm kind of reverting a little bit. It used to be much higher, believe it or not. But yeah. 60 to 65% underdogs. You're better off betting them in the first half. I'll bet first half and full game on them normally. So when you're getting a team that's plus like 5 or 6, especially, how many times in life are you ahead 39 minutes of a game only to lose because of garbage fouling at the end? Like I said, the first half you get a pure number. Same thing with the totals there too. First half unders is a pure number compared to full game under. I'll actually bet more first half unders and full game overs, actually. So kind of interesting. That's one strategy that I've used. Instead of betting, like I said before briefly, instead of betting teams to win it all, I'll work it out where you can actually follow a bracket along, and you can put in your head 3-point underdog is this much, 5-point underdog is this much, and you could probably get a little bit more than you can get. Now, me personally, I have so many sports books I play with. I'm here in Vegas. I am allowed to play. I'm thrown out of a lot of them just for using my brain, believe it or not. But I do play at Westgate, Circa, Caesars. I'm allowed back in Caesars after a 2-year ban for winning. So those 3 sports books. I have more sports books to search. Plus, I have literally a lot. I have a lot more. So I can bring that house edge down on futures to single digits, but it's still a bigger edge than betting a team to win at 10 to 1 or something.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely good advice there. That first half point you made, I've been burned by so many full game unders. Krabs, I'm sure you've been the same. Just the fouls at the end. Always.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't get the fouls.
Crack, I'm curious. Are you betting these dogs on the ML in the first half? Or are you taking the spreads? I know you talked about 6.
I've taken the spread though. Though I bet an NIT game today, and I just bet the money line. It's funny you say that, but
okay.
yeah, might as well throw that out there. It's a team that I kind of like. Youngstown State, I bet plus 6.5, and plus 6 is still available at 6 at a couple spots, but I literally bet it at 3 different spots for max bets. I like that bet tonight. Wasn't really meaning to give out an NIT play, but it just popped up in my head because I bet a little bit. Really, if you're taking a team like that, you might as well bet 90%, 10% of what you're betting on the game, you want to bet on the money line on certain situations like that. But again, I'm only doing that because I have so many outs to look at. So I have so many different places to look at. That's the reason why I bet the money line. I wouldn't even recommend people that have 1 or 2 outs for betting the money line. You need a lot of outs. You have to do a lot of searching because the money line juice is so bad normally. So, but I have all these places that are just ridiculous. So it's good to have a lot of spots.
Crack, do want to ask you too. Obviously, got a lot of wisdom doing this for a long time. To a casual bettor, just starting to bet March Madness, anything you think they need to avoid? Whether it's chasing steam on a line, markets moving, public dogs. What is your advice on kind of what to look out for and stay away from for the casual bettor?
People get so excited right now. It's March Madness. It's like the Super Bowl times 10. People come out to Vegas. People go to whatever destination now. They have gambling in all these different jurisdictions now. I don't get caught up in every game on, and people, if you're in a sports book, oh God, which is tough for me to do, but I'm going to be in one. I'm actually going to go over to the Wynn this week. It's one of my favorite spots in town. But it's just so tough to be in a sports book and everyone's screaming and yelling, and you get caught up in the hype sometimes. Like I said, if my friends weren't even in town, I'd be right here in my office and watching it. But putting the games on with a buddy that I normally watch games with if he's here in town. So my friends are in town. I'm going to be in the book. Don't get caught up with having to bet every game. And if you lose, bet the night game because it's the last game on the board. There's plenty of games tomorrow, and there's plenty of games the next day. And if it's not, well then you have to put it in your mind that you could take a loss. But our minds, the human condition, we're so conditioned to win at anything we do since we're little kids, whether it's checkers with our dad, Monopoly, blackjack in the garage with your buddies. I used to do that. Head-to-head black, whatever. We're so used to winning that our minds, I got even. Let me just get even, God. Let me just get even and I'm done. Let me just get even. Well, that's the reason why these big factory casinos are all built, because of that mindset.
100%. Yeah, I always talk about that, like time zone betting. I used to be there. You lose the early games and you're betting on Hawaii at midnight. You know what I mean? So
crazy. That's why the books succeed. Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt about that. All right, Krabs. Last question. Or Krabs. Crack. I got Krabs and Crack. Crack. Last question before we go. Appreciate you giving us the time and all this advice. But one more question. Just got to ask you this: any undervalued teams that you see here? In March, maybe a future bet, a Cinderella story that you took a look at.
I say all that about future betting, and yet I scoured all the different sports books. I did find one place that DraftKings and they still have the line. DraftKings. I don't know if you guys have DraftKings over there where you're at, but yeah. I seen like here in town. I see 20-1, 25-1 on Duke to win it all. DraftKings has 35-1, and they even take the teams out of that jurisdiction. So if you're in Connecticut at Foxwoods, you don't have to even worry about Connecticut. It's only probably 0.5% Connecticut's worth. But so now I think 35-1's worth a peanut bet, or even there's a bet might be even a little bit better. It's actually a bet. I think it's 18-1. Yeah, it was 18-1 just to make it to the championship game. Duke was. I thought that was pretty good. As far as Cinderella, well, listen, a team like Gonzaga, I just seen over here at Circa where I am, they're 15-1 to win it all. That sounds like a pretty good odds for the Zags, even though they're not the Zags of past. But I think that may be, if you want to call Cinderella, that may be pretty good odds. Anything that's over 10-1, I would think that would be kind of Cinderella-ish, if that's a word. And so there's a couple of good ones there. But again, just sprinkle a little peanut on that, have some fun with it. Even to win the bracket or whatever, there's some different things on. You have to search out lines. I was shocked to see that. We have 20-1 here in two different major sports books, and I found 35-1. The true odds, actually, mathematically, if you break it down, I was talking to them. I was up, like I said, I was up till 3 o'clock this morning with my guys talking. It's probably around 21, 22-1. So to get 35 is a little bit of an overlay, we feel. So there's a little Cinderella-ish.
I appreciate the advice. All right, guys, that was Bill Krackomberger. Crack, thank you so much for taking the time.
See you guys.
Giving us some great advice. We'll see you soon.